Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and when I got them.
Welcome to John Barbo's Field on Thanksgiving Day 2019. This is the annual game between Vineland and Millville. My name is John Parentazzi, along with Rich Scarper, for the 147th meeting. That's a little shaky because sometimes they play 2, 3 times a year, but this is on record as the 147th meeting. I've been coming since 1955 when Vineland upset Millville with the great Moose Jackson on the team. Many things have come to pass. We've had snow games, canceled games, playoff games. If you come to a Vineland Millville game, you know what it means. Rich, do you recall your experience in the game?
Oh yeah, my group of '87 graduates went undefeated versus Millville, but only went 3-0-1 because you couldn't punch it in the end zone. Coach was my coach, and we had a 0-0 tie
Oh, boy.
senior year. So today, Vineland High School's class of 2020 is going to try for their fourth straight win versus Millville, and if they're able to get the win today, it'll be the first team since the '73 graduating class, the '72 football team that went 4-0 versus Millville. That's 46 years. Now this team, this group of seniors, they have Vineland's first playoff win. They have Vineland's second playoff win. They are playing a juggernaut of a schedule. And getting to 500 is an accomplishment when you've played three teams that were ranked in the top 10, not in South Jersey, in the state, and you played one of them twice. So a lot of opportunity for Vineland, and this week started off great for Vineland. Vineland High School had a 19-16 win in the academic bowl that VPS Broadcasting recorded. I watched some of that, and we've got an early win to get us started. A JV win also involved there. And today it's going to be an interesting game. The weather will be a factor as the wind is whipping pretty much coming from the south. But when you look at the flags on the field, it's kind of coming from the south and the north. Both field goal flags are pointing in. So it's going to be a little bit tricky. And right now we're going to thank our sponsors who bring us to you. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And let's have a word from our sponsors. The Red and Gray Gridiron Club would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of Vineland High School football team this season. Sir Speedy, Reconstructive Orthopedics, Ducharmes, the Greenview Inn at Eastland Golf Course, Newfield National Bank, Larry's 2 Restaurant and Caterers, Allen Associates, Delsey ShopRite, Medio Law Firm, The Claridge, a Radisson Hotel, TechNed Consulting, Vineland Education Association, Begal University, Manny and Vic's Pizzeria and Restaurant, MVP Sports Bar, Richland Carpet and Flooring, G&S Dry Cleaners, Carluzzo and Teresi Petroleum Transporters, Biondi Insurance Agency, Dr. Gorson General and Cosmetic Dentistry, Baruffi Brothers, Lugiano Medical, Van Dodge, Assman Installation, Homestead Plumbing and Heating, the Gorgo Group, the DeWinney family, the Russo family. The Vineland High School football team and coaches thank everyone for their support on and off the field and look forward to another successful season. As Vineland takes the field and we get ready to get this going, let's take a little quick snapshot of both teams. Both teams come in at 5-5. Millville in state ranking at 47, Vineland at 74. Coach Dennis Thompson in his 5th season, Coach Russo in his 7th. Both teams lost in the semifinals of the playoffs last week. We have a few common opponents. St. Joseph's beaten both Vineland and Millville, beat Vineland 19-10, and beat Millville 48-0. Williamstown beat both teams, beat Vineland 34-14, and beat Millville 37-0. And Cedar Creek beat Vineland 44-10, and Millville 38-24. So similar, Cedar Creek game going one way in favor of Millville when you compare them. That got a little away from Vineland, as did St. Joe's get away from Millville, and Vineland was able to be in there tough. Captains out on the field. Vineland, as I mentioned, looking for their 4th win in a row. And, Coach, it's been a little bit of a flat Millville team the last few years.
Well, I don't know if they'll be flat anymore. They've taken a lot of criticism about getting ready for this game because the coaches made some statements that upset a few people. Like,
I have that quote sitting right here, Coach, if you don't mind me jumping back in. It's a few years ago when Coach Thomas got here, and not being from the area, it's hard to quantify the importance of the game. And his quote was, "If our championship game is Thanksgiving Day, we have a problem."
yeah, he made a little mistake on that because people are going to be relatively upset because, Rich, in 2 years, this game will be no more. And the state will step in with the West Jersey Football League and tell you know we're the only Turkey Day game around these parts. Cumberland doesn't have one. Brisson doesn't have one.
County, yeah.
Buena doesn't have one. The Prep doesn't have one.
Well, I like to hold out hope for that, and things can always change, and hopefully this tradition, which dates back to the 1800s, won't be stopped. But last year, we saw an explosive Vineland 2 plays in. Got on the board. It was Vineland 26-6 over Millville. Second play from scrimmage, Nazir Broom for about 50 yards for the score. Dana Tall Kennedy, Anthony Reyes, they both score. Reyes on a pass from Turner. It was the biggest margin of victory in the series since 2007. And Vineland held 1,000-yard running back and one of the league's top scorers, Tex Thompson, to 10 carries for 24 yards, which had quarterback Jamison put the ball up in the air 29 times, completing 13 for 97. So that recaps a little bit of what happened last year. This year coming in, key players for Millville, quarterback Nate Robbins, 13 TD passes and 1,750 yards passing. He's number 4 in the Old Cape Atlantic in touchdown passing. Another thing that's going to be tricky for Vineland is Millville leads the area in 2-point conversions. And it's not like they're just running this play or that. Weird formations, weird sets, a lot to adjust to. And that could be a big factor as this one continues.
They haven't watched Millville all year. And we'll break for the national anthem, Rich. Rich, the biggest back here, having watched Millville all year on Huddle, and I made sure I saw them every week, they do certain things real well. They do that rollout pass beautifully. They throw to Shields, who's a good receiver. So, and Vineland has had their wings beaten a few times. You know, teams get outside on us. So that's one thing we're going to have to stop, is that wide stuff.
And for a receiver, Solomon DeShields, number 9 in the Old Cape, in scoring 37 receptions, 540 yards to lead their way on their receiving core.
Vineland will receive the ball, Rich, going from our right to left.
Shamor Collins, 31 receptions, 330 yards, and Maurice Smith, 32 receptions, 322 yards. So more than those three, but they're the big three receivers. And as Coach mentions, a lot of short passes and run after the catch. Rushing the ball, it's LaQuinn Allen, 132 attempts, 460 yards, averaging 3.5 a carry. Collins gets a few carries mixed in there. So Vineland set to return to get this one underway.
Rich, I can't tell which way the wind's blowing. It looks one end blowing left to right, the other end right to left.
Yeah, coming in, it was definitely coming out of the south, but when you look at the flag post, it's heading in from the north and the south. So I think it's going to be more difficult heading the way Vineland is right now. It seems like a little bit stronger heading from the north end zone.
Yeah, I think we're a little too deep. I watched this young man practice. He didn't get the ball deep at all.
Well, it's Arthur on the line in front of the deep backs. Arthur coming off a strong game against Williamstown.
Well, that's what I thought, Rich.
And Broom takes it out about the 15, looks for an opening, and he's hitting. He drops the football, and it's on the ground. Fumble, and Millville gets a break
Wow.
real early, and they'll
Wow.
start at the 26-yard line on the Broom fumble, just holding it a little loosely in there, and Millville gets an emotional boost early.
Wow, that's a big break. You don't want that to happen in this game, that's for sure.
Well, the Vineland defense since the Creek game has really turned it up and played some solid defense, and they're going to be asked to do it right from the jump here with their backs towards their end zone. Robbins to roll and throw.
There they
He
go.
dumps it incomplete, intended for Watson. Take a look at that Vineland starting defense. Number 73, junior DeMarcus Rivers at nose at 6'1", 330. At the tackle end spot, 59, Kenyon Herring, 6'2", 315. And back in Ryan Williams at the other defensive end tackle spot
They got the shields on this side, Rich.
at 6', 235.
Yep.
Robbins looking to set up a screen, but there's big pressure and throw. Oh, what an outstanding catch, laying on his back. And coming up with that one is LaQuinn Allen. It was a screen. Pressure was supposed to be in Robbins' face, but it got there really, really quick. And sure enough, he had another outlet instead of just the screen and delivers to Allen for the first down. Linebackers for Vineland, senior number 9, Barry Turner, who's tied for the league in touchdowns defensively at 5'11", 180. Now the first run of the game, and not much there, as that stuffed in the middle.
Their line hasn't been very good this year with that straight-ahead running, Rich. They really perfect what they've done up until that run where they swing everything. And I guess it's to give him more time.
Junior linebacker Lathan Kent, number 30,
Man, are they wide out.
and senior Nazir Broom, another linebacker in there. Robbins to throw it again. There's coverage. He floats it. Boy, and it looked like an opportunity to go for the football, but one of the Vineland players just kept his heels in the ground. But that falls harmlessly incomplete. 10:47 to go. And it's
Big
third
play
down
here, Rich.
and about 8.
I think Millville's in two-down territory.
Yeah, for sure.
Their kicker, watching him in the pregame, he wasn't very good, Rich. Maybe that's why they always go for two.
And I'll tell you what, that's a problem, that going for 2. Finishing off the linebackers, one of the defensive leaders, Ryan Shelton, the senior, number 10 at 6'2", 215. Robbins going to throw it again. Floats it to the middle, and the tackle's broken. And getting into the end zone for the score is the Shields. There was great coverage, but he broke both tackles, and Millville on the board early with a 15-yard completion. Robbins to the Shields. So just the opposite of what happened last year, as we're not even 2 minutes into the ball game and Millville on the scoreboard.
Here they go for two, Rich, in this crazy setup. Look at them. They've done this all year.
Boy, nice play. Just keeps it alive and floats it in for the score. Just out-leverage the defense with that motion and
Yeah.
good containment on it, but the Shields is going to get the 2-point conversion.
Rich, they've tried every time 2 points, and it's been a different formation every time. You know.
Yeah, I've seen that formation without the motion coming back in, so it looks like what you've seen before. That extra player comes to the bottom of the screen. I've also, based on how the defense lines up, sometimes Robbins is just taking himself up the middle if he's got one-on-one blocking with a nose and a center. So we're going to get our first look at the Vineland offense.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
We didn't get very much of a look last time.
We've had a few windy, cold Thanksgivings in a row here, Coach.
Well, it is winter.
Not yet. Well, this one's boomed deep to the 5-yard line. And a flag comes in from my buddy. Is that my buddy throwing that flag, Coach?
Yep.
Old Eagle Eye McGurk. So I have to see what the call is. The ball is down at the 25. It looks like it's going to be on Vineland. So for Vineland up front, starting at centers.
Oh, block below the waist.
Starting at center is senior Jacob Rep at 5'11", 276. Right guard, Zach Tharp, 6'1", 280. Number 77, junior Dan Dutra at the left guard position, 6'4", 260. Left tackle, 55, junior Eli Anderson at 6'2", 260. And Josh Bennett at 6'2", 230, the junior on the right side with number 10, Ryan Shelton, playing a lot of tight end in there. There's a give and trying to pick his way through the middle and not too much. Maybe a yard short, so that's going to bring up second. Let's see how far they move that back.
Wow.
Wow, it looked like a yard. I don't know where that guy's going. There he comes back. There you go. 2nd and 11 for the Fighting Clan. Nothing there on that run. Quarterback senior number 22, Tyreen Powell, 6'5", 205. Running backs will be Anthony Arthur, the sophomore at 5'9", 170. He's number 1, and number 34, Nazir Broom, 5'9", 175. Vineland's leading rusher. Powell takes it himself. He has an opening. Puts on the Jets. It's closed up pretty quick, but that's going to set up a manageable 3rd down now for Vineland.
Yeah, he got to the outside pretty quick, but Millville DeShields, he closed that down pretty quick. I'd like to see Powell run more today. I really would.
So it's going to be 3rd and 6. Senior captain Conrad Jackson, your wide receiver at the bottom. It's Nazir Broom alongside Powell. Powell yet to put the ball up in the air.
Good job.
There's give.
Oh, he should have stayed outside, Rich.
The extra surge is going to get him a couple yards short. It's going to be 4th and 2, and most likely time for Ryan Shelton to punt this one away.
Yeah, he's a yard short. Too early to go. Much too early.
Well, that jet sweep did look nice. As you mentioned, there was 4 or 5 in the middle, but there was an opportunity
Oh,
on the
yeah.
outside with a chance to get some more. So both sides of that run were open, and that's something you like to see, even though you don't get the first down. And now Vineland's going to go for it, and they jump on themselves off sides. False start up on the line, so now it will be a real punt. Oh, maybe not the false start, because Millville took a timeout when Vineland shifted from punt back to offense. In pregame, you're like, Shelton still gets in behind center, and I'm like, not too much. And there we see it this time. So Millville takes a timeout as Vineland showed that they were going to go for it. Now we'll have to see what Vineland's going to do. And we're going to make it officially 4th and 1 here. It's about 1.5 yards.
Sheldon come all the way up to be a tailback. And
I wouldn't mind him running. I mean, last year, running before the injury, he had over 500 yards and was leading the way for Vineland.
yeah. Well, now that you've alerted Millville.
Well, the person happiest on that play, I won't mention who it was, but was the slot receiver that false started right after Millville called a timeout. So Vineland now in a punt formation. Let's see if they stay in it. Shelton standing back at his 10. It's a high snap, but no pressure on Shelton. Gets away a line drive kick. Hopefully it'll reach the 50 and down at the 49-yard line, where Millville will take over in good field position. And punting's going to be a problem today, especially in that direction.
That fumble in the opening kickoff not only hurt it, but it's changed the whole landscape of the game. I mean, we haven't been out of our own 20, and Millville's had 2 starts in our territory. And that's not a good thing.
Now, aside from momentum, you're losing on the scoreboard end. As Coach mentioned, you're losing the field position battle.
See, I don't like this defense on the Shields out here. They don't have anybody on him, Rich.
There's a quick swing pass. Out of bounds after a gain of about 1. It's going to be second.
They got to put somebody on the Shields' nose. They're counting on Powell to pick them up. But, you know, look at this, Rich. They got 2 blockers on our one. If they throw a swing pass this side, we're dead in the door.
So 2nd and 9.
I called it.
Flown deep and overthrown.
Good defense.
Boy, there was a big moth or something came flying in front of the screen. I thought it was a flag coming in. I was about to yell, no, I just saw this thing moving against the grain. So 3rd and 9, just that quick for Millville.
Mason made a good play on that.
And that's where we left off with our D-backs. Corner junior, number 4, Levi Manson at 6'2", 180. And junior number 3, Jonathan Tony, 5'8", 165 at the corners. Antoine Rivera, number 2, the sophomore,
I don't like this
5'10",
defense, Rich.
170. And 22, Tyreen Powell is your safety. Big 3rd down, pressure on. Complete in the middle of the field, enough for the first down. Breaking attack on diving forward to the 35-yard line goes Shamor Collins.
You got no one in the center of the field. They're making Powell cover the shield, which takes him out of the safety spot. Look at him. Look at the center of the field.
Well, just the 2nd running attempt, and that net's about the same as the first, a gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
I like Millville players. Look at the 2 out here. The play goes the other way. They don't move. They would be hanging in a tree somewhere.
Yeah, they do play a little lazy on the offside. Noticed a lot of standing around.
The Shields, again, number 7 in the Shields. Well, they got an extra man out there. Good. Well, he's going to blitz.
He blitzes, doesn't make the tackle. Trying to pull the ball out is Powell, and he doesn't. And that's going to be short of a first down by a couple. Well, maybe a little closer than we thought. So it's going to be third down and 1. Millville tries to draw Vineland off. They stay pat. 3rd and 1's a little tricky because the running game really hasn't been moving. And here they try up the middle, and there's a seam and an opening and a first down. 7:03 in the first quarter.
Been a domination by Millville. This drive started on Vineland's 49. And they're down inside the, 10?
They try again, and nothing there that time for Allen. It's one of the Vineland defenders just pushed the offensive player into Allen and knocked him backwards.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 8.
Still don't like his defense, Rich. We're just letting too many people get off that line.
Another one for Allen, and not much there either. 3rd down now.
Oh, they've got to throw to the Shield side. Boy, they're spread out, Rich.
Running back Allen comes out, and Tommy Watson, the senior, heads in. Number 4 alongside Robbins. Vineland defense set, 5:56 to go. Robbins to pass. It's tipped and incomplete. Broom gets up and puts a hand on it.
Did a good job.
So it's going to be 4th and goal from the 8.
Oh, they're going to go for it. Like I said, they haven't kicked the ball well all year. I don't even know if they kicked the ball at all. Big play here for Vineland if they can stop them.
Yeah, take some of that momentum back. As you look up, you're only down a score. If you can keep them out of the end zone here. And
oh, man, are they wide.
it looks like Millville's going to take another timeout using their 2nd timeout.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, a lot of things not breaking right for Vineland early. You know, the costly fumble setting up Millville with a couple big 3rd down conversions on the move. But if the defense can make the stop here, and you're down 8, you're still now just suffering from that negative field position. The offense just short on converting a first down, missing by a yard. So you may have withstood a lot of this pressure, and you're only 1 score away. So very big play here.
It's been a long time since Millville's had a lead on Vineland.
Yeah, we've been starting so quick and so
Yeah.
fast in these games, but this year it's Millville.
Come on, we got to get the defense set, Rich. They're taking too much time, the defense.
Vineland showing pressure, and here it comes. The pass, and what an outstanding grab.
Oh, he's in.
And in the end zone. Boy, a beautiful pattern, beautiful pass, and beautiful catch for Collins, who gets in from 7 yards out, or 8 yards out. Boy, they executed that pattern and that pass perfectly. And outstretching the ball, just getting over the goal line goes Collins. So more traditional setup here for a 2-point conversion. Pressure now by Shelton. Thrown, tipped, and picked. So you make 1 2-point conversion, you miss the other, you still got the right score. 14-0 Millville with 5:46. And as we know, this Vineland team can come back in a hurry and has one of the biggest comeback wins against Southern. When that second half started and Southern scored twice more to go up 21-0, it was Vineland with 4 touchdowns.
Watching this game so far, Rich, Millville seems a lot more into the game than Vineland right now. We're lazy getting the defense ready. On offense, We haven't had a chance to move it yet, except the one time we come up short. But we were short because of a penalty. We'd have had a first down.
Well, this is where your senior captains and your leaders, somebody needs to start making a play. Shamor Collins has had 2 first-down catches, 1 for a touchdown, and both catches were outstanding. He's making some plays out there. So let's see if the Vineland offense can get it going this time. Kickoffs have been deep inside the 10, and this one's going to go to the 6-yard line. Out to the 31. I think that's Vineland's best starting field position
Sure
as Tony picks his way through the middle.
We're just going through the motions right now, Rich. Look at them. They should be up on the line ready to go.
So senior Powell gets motion again. Tony clears. Powell takes it himself, puts his shoulder down, twists and turns. Not able to fall forward, but picks up. Well, keep on going there, fella.
Yeah, that guy
Picks
with
up 4 yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 6.
the guy with the marker, he's awful slow.
He needs a V8.
Yeah.
Things all leaning one way or the
You
other.
got to get there.
This time Powell's going to go it alone back there. He's got Ann Arthur in the slot. And to throw it, he's got Shelton deep. Shelton with the completion to
Hold
the
on
30.
ball.
Keeps the ball in his hand and trucks forward down to the 17-yard line.
Rich, have I been calling for that pass over the middle all year?
Boy.
Sheldon runs a great pattern over the middle. And the linebackers are responsible to drop back. And he got behind him, which was beautiful.
And, you know, that works because your jet sweep worked. When that worked, even though we didn't get the first down, it was an effective play. Millville honoring that jet motion, and the linebackers just peeking to the jet sweep side. Let's Shelton get it behind the defenders. Now Powell takes it himself, cuts through the middle. Oh, almost breaks through, but he's inside the 10 or right at the 10-yard line.
Good job. They overbalanced that right side, Rich.
So it's going to be 2nd and 2. Well, just when you say you need a play, it's your senior captain, quarterback Powell, to your senior captain, tight end, linebacker Shelton. Now Lathan Kent in as a blocking back and picking his way through the middle, diving into the end zone. And they say yes, Nazir Broom,
right.
an 8-yard touchdown run. Gets Vineland right back in this, and there's 3:37 to go, still in the first quarter. Now it'll be Henry Garton on for the extra point for Vineland. Ojeda with the snap. Barry Turner with the hold. Boy, it didn't take Vineland long to march down that field,
Whoa.
Coach.
Great play to Sheldon.
Well, he did a lot after the catch, too. He's trucking forward like old Super Tecmo Bowl. Ball's down, the kick is up. And good as Garton converts. Garton tied for 3rd in field goal kicking in the old Cape. And you saw that one was booted right through, and then after it gets over, the wind kind of kicks it back.
It knocked it down.
Yeah, I would say maybe 30 yards would be the long in that direction. Well, Coach got us a ball game again.
That's great. They reacted. You know, they've had everything go against them early in the quarter. they came back and scored. And it's a one-touchdown game, which is, like you always say, only one score.
Yeah, and those 2-point conversions, very important. We stop the second one because you certainly don't want to see 16 to nothing, and then we're out of our element. We have a strong kicking game, and you want to count on those points, but it could take you right out of that.
We got to be careful in this kickoff. Now, you have the Shields back there. You have Collins. I mean, you talk about some really good speed.
So this would be Vineland's first kickoff, and we're not sure if they're going to squib it, if they're going to kick a fly ball to the 35. We're going to have to wait and see. The Shields, the deep back for Millville, is standing at the 20-yard line, because if this ball does get up in the air, it's going to hit a point where it starts to come back towards Vineland. Garton and the Fighting Clan ready. And he's just going to pooch it to the 28-yard line. Looking for somewhere to go. Wrapped up and dropped down is Maurice Smith. You know, when you're a kid and, like, you want a puppy dog, coach, and you don't get one, you're kind of sad. The only thing worse is to have one and have somebody take it. And that's kind of what Millville had with the 14-point lead. And Vineland's responded. Millville's still in control, up by the 7 points. But if the defense can make a stop, all of a sudden we're going to be dragging that dog back to Vineland. Give up the middle and still on his feet. Oh, they're whistling him down. Wow. The whole play stopped back up after a gain of about 2 as Broom makes the tackle. He maybe got a little more than 2. Looks like they're going to.
Our tackling's been
They're going to give them 4.
Our
So
tackling
2nd and
has
6.
been kind of shoddy, Rich. Twice now they've broken loose from a gain.
Quint Allen back behind Robbins. They go again to him. Picks his way through the middle and really lowers his shoulder. Boy, that's a very generous spot by your buddy there, Coach.
Huh. Don't say nothing, then he'll holler at me, Rich.
Well, it's 2nd and -1. Oh, here we go. We're going to move the chains now. 1st down and 10 for Millville. As Millville is approaching midfield, just off the 50-yard line. And we're at 2:28 and running in the first quarter. Another give to Allen.
Oh.
The ball is loose.
He's pointing Vineland's way.
Did they signal
right.
Vineland on the fumble recovery?
Yeah.
Everybody was busy looking at that flag. So Vineland gets the turnover back and evens the turnovers out at 1 apiece and gains some good field position. So I'm starting to drag that dog a little bit. That collar's getting a little tighter. Let's get back on top here, fellas.
How about that, folks? Turn of events. Boy, that ball come flying out of there, too.
Powell has sophomore Ant Arthur alongside of him in the backfield. Arthur really gets to that line of scrimmage quickly. Let's see if they go with him here. And he does through the middle, stutter steps, dives forward, and he's probably gained 4. He's going to make it 2nd and 6. Yeah, big future ahead for Arthur at the running back position, only a sophomore. And his growth from freshman year and growth both as a football player and physical growth and development have really taken a step. Preseason, one of the preseason standouts.
I like how he's changed running north and south.
So Powell with a little bit of a tight formation, fires it out, and it's complete to Tony, who gets to the 40 before he's escorted out of bounds. Tony Vineland's leading receiver. For a while was up on the league leaders in scoring. Well, and talk about execution. That was executed very well there, too, Coach. Line giving Powell some time to throw.
Yeah, that's he hasn't been harassed at all back here.
And Millville not really sending anybody extra, hoping that front can get it done, that four-man front. So 1st and 10, Fighting Clan. Powell takes it himself. He's got to outrun some people. He dives forward, maybe gets a yard.
Boy, Collins made a nice play on that. No, Watson, I'm sorry, number 4. He caught him from behind. That's rare. It's real you can catch Powell from behind.
So 2nd and about 8. Now it's Nazir Broom back in there. Vineland right on the 40-yard line with under a minute to go in the first quarter, trying to even this up. Powell to throw. He's got time. He fires it. Tony comes back to it, loses his footing, not able to hold on what would have been about a 18-yard gain and a first down. So it's going to be 3rd and 8 with 45 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Again, down the middle, Rich. All year, you know I've been preaching that.
Well,
we throw sidelines. Everybody throws sidelines. But when you break that middle, you're forcing them linebackers to play pass coverage.
Well, I think that one gets caught at Vineland. Millville's field is in outstanding shape, a natural grass field, but just a clump of grass coming out from underneath the spikes. Losing his footing. Powell on a quarterback draw. Oh, just hesitates a little bit. Drives forward. Going to set up a 4th and 5 and probably go for it territory as Vineland's at the Millville 36. And if Vineland wants, they may have time to think about it as the ball's not made ready for play yet, and there's 25 seconds on the clock. And Vineland's going to let it run down and kill this first quarter, down 14-7 to Millville. But a big 4th down upcoming for the Fighting Clan.
Impressed with Powell's throwing. He seems comfortable. He's not harassed. That's the most harassment he's had on that last play, and he still got it off very nice.
Yeah, and I think it's been the best protection that he's had all year. Yeah. He or Shelton when Shelton was in earlier in the year, and that's that offensive line of Eli Anderson, Dan Dutra, Jacob Rep, Zach Tharp, and Josh Bennett. And Coach Sylvester Cefalalio, the offensive line coach, has them playing well at the right time right now. So congratulations on the good first quarter. Hopefully it can continue, as Vineland does have a little size advantage on that line, and hopefully they can start to wear down those defenders and open up a little bit more in the middle for Vineland. You know, it's not been your regular Absegami, Egg Harbor Township, Atlantic. It's not your normal Cape Atlantic schedule that either of these two teams are playing.
Oh, no.
Millville and Vineland have played some tremendously talented teams, ranked teams up and down, and it doesn't get any easier heading into next year, but we'll save that as we have this big 4th down ready to go. After they move it around, it's going to be 4th and 6 for Vineland.
Triple left.
Powell to throw. Pressure comes late.
Oh, he hit it right in the numbers.
In and out of the hands. Conrad Jackson not able to hold on. He would have had the first down. He drops to his knees to get it through a field of defenders and just not able to bring it in.
That's a shame. That's 2 passes that our receivers have had their hands on and couldn't complete.
So after the fumble exchange, Millville loses about 15 yards. Will they take over at their own 36? Give gets by Williams, and then here converging is Rivers in the middle. Rivers has had a strong second half of the season. Rivers, the big junior nose tackle, moved from tackle into nose at 6'1", 330. At times he's dominated. Him and his almost twin Herring up front have been outstanding. Ryan Williams provides the speed on the other side. And there's pressure now. And it's thrown complete to DeShields. Can you make the tackle, Manson? And Manson can with some help of some more Vineland players. Shouldn't say make the tackle, but knock him out of bounds.
Boy, he's tough, DeShields, isn't he?
Well, he's a house with the ball. Yeah, DeShields not quite underway last year when we played. A transfer in from Bridgeton. Took him a little bit of time to get acclimated, and he's just had an outstanding season, over 30 receptions. And as a linebacker on defense, it really helps too.
Oh, man, I don't like his defense, Rich.
3rd and 7.
They got 3 receivers, and we got 2 defenders.
And that's because Turner's on the blitz. Can you find the opening? Well, that made sense because I'd noticed Turner, this senior, one of the leaders on the defense, really comes up with some big plays all the time for Vineland. And threw a touchdown pass in this game last year from the quarterback spot to Reyes, but he was inside, not really trying to show his blitz, but not really stalked up, and coach picked that out wisely, and that was Turner on a blitz. But now it's 4th down and first punt of the game for Millville as DeShields is back to kick it away. Good snap. Boy, he's
get out.
Short
Get away.
kick.
Get away. Oh, my God.
Bounds.
That's not going to reach the first down marker.
Well, Coach, we saw Shelton have a little trouble in that direction.
Oh, where's he? Oh, that's a terrible spot.
Well, it's not your buddy, so you're going to say it, right? If that was your buddy.
That was behind the line where he's setting up.
Well, the defense holds for that 3 and out. Yeah, like the first down marker looks all right, but why is the end of the chain in the middle? They pull them down 5. That's a quick. You don't move. Ay, ay, ay. All right, we're set up. We're officially on the 48-yard line. Got a whole quarter to go, 10-29. Vineland trying to even this up. Tony at the bottom of the screen, and he can run a slant on the end. There's no support in the middle, and Vineland's going to try to run it in the middle, and nothing there whatsoever is number 55. Not in today's roster, but on an old roster it says Terrell Dunn. All right, that is Dunn, 55.
It is?
Yes, so loss of a yard, 2nd and 11. Well, the defense is settled in for Vineland. See if the offense can continue to make some strides. He's got blocking up front through the middle. Oh, here comes a flag. Flag thrown at about 45 miles an hour. And that looks like the spots where you call holding. You think he practiced that holding call, Coach? Coach, because you can do holding like this, or you can do holding like that.
Boy, that came in fast, too.
Mm-hmm. Well, hold up front for Vineland is going to push them back.
Oh, my God.
So it's going to be 19 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 19.
2nd and Keith Jackson used to say 2nd and a country mile.
I remember that.
He was voted the best football announcer in college football.
Oh, Nelly. Ryan Williams in on offense. See if he's going to be a lead blocker. No. Powell instead throws complete to Manson. And Manson stays on his feet, twists and turns, and he's going to have a lot of those yards back. What a big play. Manson, who had a really big catch at Southern Regional game, has a pretty big one here as he picks up a lot of the yards that Vineland needed. Stand up the down marker. Quit pulling it out. Let me see what we got to go. It looks like it's going to be 3rd down and about 5.
He was ready to give us a first down.
Yeah, the guy on the right kept tugging.
Yeah. Well, we need a good 6 or 7 yard play here, Rich.
Or more. And Powell's going to take it himself through the middle. He has the first down. Outstanding job. How you overcome a big hold play when it's 2nd and 11. Puts you back to where you need 20 yards. And Manson's catch, Powell's run, keeps the chains moving for the Fighting Clan. And, Coach, look at my jersey from when I played for you. It keeps shrinking. I used to fit shoulder pads in this thing. I even knew to take my red, even though, we're away. I knew it was going to be red today. And I think I got half a play in me. And then you can help me to the hospital.
Oh, Collins is hurt.
Watson.
I
know, you keep jumbling them, and the one time I thought you had it right, and I had it wrong. So Tommy Watson, the senior, 6'2", 205. So running back, linebacker is down on the field. Gives Vineland some time to talk.
Collins is 7, Watson 4. Because Collins made them good catches.
With a touchdown catch,
Yeah.
Not only did he make a nice grab, he extends. He may not have gotten it in without extending his arm out.
Yeah. It's not a charged timeout, I don't think, to Millville.
Nah.
Because they've already called 2. They only got 1 left.
Look at you keeping track. I started keeping track so we can answer those questions, and you're on it today, Coach.
I'm thinking of that food, Rich. I just talked to my son-in-law, and they're getting all the food ready. Oh, he's got a lot of power to this side.
And looked for Powell to maybe take it himself there. Shelton seals the edge, and what looked like a pedestrian gain of 2 may have been a gain of 4, which is a nice way to start. Kind of just overloading that short side of the field.
Yeah.
And we're going to make, now you move it back. 2nd and 6.
Millville, for years, always overloaded the wide side on defense. Hogan did that for years. And we ran that veer to the short side, weak side.
Powell himself, and there's absolutely nothing in the middle on that one. He drives forward for a yard.
Oh, another injury.
It's Zayon Bryant, the senior defensive back, hopping off on 1 foot. 3rd down and 6.
Well, I think we're in 2-down territory. Come on, get this play off. We take too long, Rich. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, but if you stick them in a huddle, it's about the same.
Well,
It just seems weird when they're standing up there, but that's new football. And now, no flag from the back judge, but Vineland takes a timeout before this big 3rd down.
is that our first or second? First.
That is our first. I'm going to scribble that out.
I just think the huddle does so much for you. It's just personal. You get in a huddle, the quarterback talks. You and I can talk about a block. It's just that communication.
Especially that time in the huddle, offensive huddle, when you're in there, when the play is getting sent in. That, as you mentioned, there's accountability amongst linemen and linemen. Backs are like, no, you got to hit here.
Right.
And you've got to look at everybody in the face.
If I had to do over, I would have that huddle 4.5 yards behind the ball. So when the linemen turned around, they were right there. We used to do it 7.5.
Not playing against me at nose, because I used to sit right there and I'd listen to whatever call they had, and then the next time I heard it, I knew what was going on.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Hey,
But they weren't yelling number 13 on the sheet. They were saying, where the ball was going.
We're in a real tight formation here.
This is the one we ran to the bottom before. And this time we're going to pitch it there. But just not enough blocking on the edge. Darius Watson does a nice job for Millville, number 6, eluding the block of Bennett, who couldn't seal the edge.
Whoa.
Ball now on the 34-yard line. It's 4th and 5. Vineland's going to go for it as Manson checks back in. See, but without the huddle, and I understand calling the play and taking a look. They do it in the NFL and everything else. I understand how the game's changed, but it just looks a little sloppy too.
Yeah, it looks like we're not ready.
Boy, everybody tight this time. Powell back, looking for Manson to break open, and Manson has it in his hands and not able to pull it down. Would have been a real nice catch, but it falls incomplete. There's the third one that could have.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not easy catches, don't get me wrong. Sliding with your feet falling out, jumping up in the air, trying to tip it to yourself, catching the ball between 3 defenders as it comes in, but got to make some of these plays. Boy, and the offensive line gave Powell plenty of time to let Manson get open as he drug all the way across the middle of the field. So 1st and 10, Millville, right about where they started the last drive. There's pitch. Shelton engaged in a block, and coming up and making a nice tackle is Manson.
Nice play.
Boy, he's really shored up that corner position since he's been in there.
I'm been watching a Millville wideouts.
It makes me want to scream when I watched film. It made me want to scream.
If the play's not to them, they stand around. That's not football. He should be going after the safety.
Especially when you're trying to play at the next level. Carry out your fakes. What if he breaks it, get inside position on the guy?
I don't like this defense, Rich.
Quick swing, coming up to make the tackle. Nice job by the defense.
Look, you got 3 players over here, done nothing.
Yep. Broom and Rivera combine on that. It's going to be 3rd down and 13. Millville's offense has started to stall. Big 3rd down here. Have the second punt in a row to be 2 3-and-outs in a row. But all it takes is one play for the Thunderbolts. They can pick up this 1st down to switch
Shields
things
on
around.
the right side.
And it's been nice open field tackles on the first 2. Pressure. Just thrown. Locate the ball. And it's dropped. Tony pulls the arm away from the intended receiver. The pressure got that ball out early before Tony could turn his head around and get in position. But once he realized it, just ripping the arm of the receiver away to have that fall incomplete. Now, Tony, go back and get you a punt return here.
Well, last time the kid shanked it, and it got a terrible spot.
Well, let's hope Coach Russo has his eyes open for it's a real short. It's like 12 yards, and it's blocked.
Pick it up.
Scoop and score, and it rolls out of bounds. Almost, Williams. But either way, great change of field position. And I didn't notice it on film, but the Shields is about 12 yards back or 11 yards back.
Well, he's a safety.
No, the punter. He was punting.
Oh, I thought he was a safety on that.
No, they're just so close. You usually want 16, is that it, Coach?
14 and a half.
14 and a half. Yeah, I think that makes a big difference. So Vineland with great field position, 5:07. We'll start letting you know the time on this 1st and 10. Ball at the 19-yard line. Vineland back with that tight formation. It's floated deep and over the head of the intended receiver.
Well, it was a good, not bad 1st down try.
Stretch him out a little bit.
Now you need 10 yards, Rich. You got three downs to get 10 yards.
Well, we haven't run any misdirection yet. So
Well,
maybe we stack a little bit, not quite as much, and see if Tyreem can get an edge on his own.
Sheldon's split out wide left.
And there's the give. Almost tracked down from behind. There's nice blocking out in front. That was Tony sealing the corner, but just not able to catch up to it and get there. So it's going to be a loss of 1. So it's going to be 3rd and 11 with 4 minutes and 40 seconds and running on the clock.
Watson's back in.
Powell to throw over the head of his intended receiver, Tony.
That's okay. We got another crack. That's a pretty good pass.
Well, with normal field conditions, you would be in field goal range with the ball at the 20, making it a 36-yard field goal, but not in this weather and this wind.
Come on, let's go. Get the play in. Let's go.
Four minutes, 8 seconds. Powell to throw. Pressure comes late. He floats it.
Oh, that
And
interference?
And there's no flag on the play.
Wow.
He was mugged by 2 defenders, had to fight his way through like trying to hit the keg at a frat party. There's traffic all over. But no flag, no foul.
Nope.
So Millville will start right at the Vineland 20, at their own 20 with 4:01 to go. One thing that's worked out is Vineland's been able to control the running game with just their 3 down linemen. The quick swings have been tackled well lately. Here's a blast through the middle. Modest gain of about 2, 2nd and 8. Vineland has 2 timeouts left, Millville 1. Nothing at all there. Let's use that timeout.
No, not yet, Rich. This is the down. You would get this, if you didn't stop the clock, you would get the play off with 3 minutes, and then you could stop it. Because we only got 1 left.
Yeah, I have us with 1 left, which is nice. You can use that after this play. Hopefully you're forcing Millville to run to make you use that timeout.
Yeah.
So with 3:27 to go, these last 3 drives, Vineland's held Millville to possibly their 3rd 3 and out in a row. So Millville offense has gone stagnant, and that's due to great tackling on the edge with the corners, Manson and Tony, and safeties, Rivera and Powell flying up. And you mentioned we weren't tackling well, and we weren't, and then that got switched around. So we'll call it 3rd and 10 here.
The Shields, where is he? Oh, he's to the right. Got trips.
And they try to throw back to the short side. Nice block on the play. Cutting to the inside. Has enough for the 1st down. And that should keep the ball away from Vineland the rest of this half, barring a turnover. 3:18 on the clock. Overloading one side and screen to the back. Nice call by Millville.
Yeah.
And a great block out there, too. All right, let's get some pressure, more pressure on him here. Robbins very efficient with the football when he's throwing it. Now it's a roll. Fires. Hit, breaking the tackle, getting the first down, still on his feet, looking to cut back inside. Boom, big hit. But down in Vineland territory at the 44-yard line. So it went from a timeout to try to get the ball back, has Millville with their most offensive life they've had in nearly a quarter. Getting into Vineland territory, 1st and 10. The ball's going to be at the 43-yard line of the Fighting Clan. And Millville quickly back up to the line, ready to go, 240 and running. And Shelton jumps off sides. Well, Coach, you're planning on a halftime guest today. Don't know if we're going to get that before we go off, depending on the arrival, or if you're going to get that before we come back on. But either way, we'll have Coach Serace in here. Sweep to DeShields. Ducks in, ducks out, allows some blocking to develop, and the whistle blows before he's tackled, and he's finally tackled. So a modest gain on the play of a couple. So it's going to be 2nd down and 3. Powell's off to Shields as motion comes around. The Shields comes back in for a center screen, and he's got an opening. He's hit, spun back in, breaks a couple tackles, dives forward to the 8-yard line with 1:40 on the clock. Misdirection has been the key to this drive for Millville.
Boy, he's tough. He is good.
Well, and not only good, smart too, because he slowed up to allow the blocking to develop in front of him on that instead of outrunning the blocking. Now too bad, oh, looks like a false start, and sure enough it is. That'll push Millville back, so it'll be 1st and goal from the 15. 1:31 on the clock.
The only thing that does, Rich, the offside, is stop the clock. The clock won't start till the snap of the ball. And that really is in Millville's benefit here.
Press coverage by Vineland. Floated deep in the end zone. And there was a lot of contact by Tony, but no flag. So the officials it evens out. They're letting them both try to get to the football. So as much as we didn't like the one on in our end, this one down here looks very similar. I guess with this ball hanging in the air and moving around a little bit, they're going to give everybody a chance to get to it.
Yeah, that was the same call down this end. where he got mugged. We mugged him down this end.
So 2nd down and goal from the 15. Robbins to throw again. Pressure. Floats it high and out of bounds. Had a receiver, Shamor Collins, who's back in the game. Had him there, but the pressure by Shelton makes him get rid of it a little early. And Nathan Robbins, only a sophomore, the quarterback of Millville, as we mentioned, over 1,700 yards passing coming into this. 5'10", 160, but boy, is he smart with the football.
He don't look that big, Rich. He was there warming up.
And Millville used their last timeout. Thought that was taking a little bit of time to get in there. With 1:21 to go, Vineland has 2 plays to defend.
Yep.
And Millville will be getting the ball to start the second half. Turnovers evened out at 1 apiece. See if Millville tries a little trickery on this one. Allen and Watson alongside Robbins.
Ooh, they got the Shields at a tight end. Oh. We're going to release him. This is a pretty good call by Millville. Putting the Shields at tight end.
Let's see if they can keep. Oh, he's not doing anything at the beginning. Pressure. Pass can't be thrown. Hit and dropped. Gain of a couple. 4th down with 1:10 and running on the clock.
We covered that well. I knew they were going to release the Shields. And they made him block and then released them.
Mm-hmm. Well, big play here. Clock is running at 42 seconds.
Ooh.
4th down. Vineland trying to keep Millville off the board as we get to the end of this half. Robbins to throw. It's screen. It's complete. Making the tackle, knocking him out of bounds is Manson. He's really had a strong game defensively, big catch offensively. And Vineland's defense holds with 22 seconds to go.
Just take a knee.
They'll take over at the 5.
Take a knee. Do not mess. I always go back to the Herm Edwards.
Miracle at the Meadowlands.
Just take a knee. You played good this half. I don't. How many timeouts? We got one left, Rich.
Yeah, Millville's got none.
Take a knee. You can't fool around down here.
And get under center. Tight formation.
Oh.
Vineland runs it. Surprise there. 17, 16, 15.
Yeah.
And we're under 10, and Vineland heads to the sideline, as does Millville. And that's going to do it for the first half this Thanksgiving Day. It's 14 Millville, 7 Vineland. Kind of things evened out a little bit in that second half, everything in the second quarter, everything but the scoreboard. What do you got there, Coach?
Well, Millville come out blazing. The first 2 times they had the ball, they started on Vineland's 26 after a fumble. 15-yard pass to the Shields at 10:39, made it 6-0. 2-point conversion made it 8-0. They stopped us. They got the ball back again on the Vineland 49. And a 7-yard pass to Collins at 5:46. 2-point was no good. It became 4-0. We got the ball back. And we're right down the field. A great play by Sheldon on the pass, and then Broom on an 8-yard run at the 3:37 mark. 14-6, the kid was good. We went into the second quarter, and it became a game of attrition. No one really, until Millville just did a little bit of getting close here at the end of the half, nobody really attacked to score in that second quarter. Millville went down. I think they got stopped about the 8-yard line, but Vineland's defense became pretty strong down there. So, Rich, at halftime, it's 14-7 Millville, and we'll be back.
You got it. We'll see you for the second half. The Millville marching band taking the field now, and we'll see you when we're ready for kickoff. The Red and Gray Gridiron Club would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of Vineland High School football team this season. Sir Speedy, Reconstructive Orthopedics, Ducharme's, the Greenview Inn at Eastland Golf Course, Newfield National Bank, Larry's 2 Restaurant and Caterers, Allen Associates, Delsey ShopRite, Medio Law Firm, The Claridge, a Radisson Hotel, TechNed Consulting, Vineland Education Association, Begal University, Manny and Vic's Pizzeria and Restaurant, MVP Sports Bar, Richland Carpet and Flooring, G&S Dry Cleaners, Carluzzo and Teresi Petroleum Transporters, Biondi Insurance Agency, Dr. Gorson General and Cosmetic Dentistry, Baruffi Brothers, Lugiano Medical, Van Dodge, Assman Installation, Homestead Plumbing and Heating, the Gorgo Group, the DeWinney family, and the Russo family. The Vineland High School football team and coaches thank everyone for their support on and off the field and look forward to another successful season.
marching band. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2019 Millville High School Homecoming Halftime Festivities. On kickoff of the Thanksgiving Turkey Day Classic, Millville High School has been hosting the Spirit Week, one of the events of the annual Powder Puff Tournament, where 4 classes participated in a football game, 2 league competition, and tug of war challenge on Monday night. The class of 2021 dominated the football game in the 2 league competition, while the class of 2022 won the tug of war. And now please welcome the 2019 Homecoming Court and their escorts, competing for the title of Homecoming Queen. Please welcome Shadia Bowser, escorted by Nick Royd. Aaliyah Griffin, escorted by Ronald Bolton. Mahogany Wheeler, escorted by Nick Stuckett. Maya Morales, escorted by Cynthia Harris. And Nyaja Wilson, escorted by Anthony Ortiz. Competing for the title of Homecoming King, please welcome Tyrell Dunn, escorted by Brianna Miller. Nate Goranson, escorted by Chelsea Andrews. Carter Crockett, escorted by Holly Dutton. Danielson Montalvo, escorted by Savasia Durham. And Darius Watson, escorted by Kayla Parker. Joining the 2019 Homecoming Court on the field, based on the new team and king of the reigning 2018 Homecoming Queen and King, Alice A. Wilson and Ralph Watt, escorted by Mr. Dave Lavaldo. Ladies and gentlemen, please come to the homecoming section of the program where we will recognize and congratulate the homecoming queen and king. First up, please welcome Shadia Bowser, daughter of Shadia and Roy Bowser, who resides in Millville. Shadia's activities and hobbies include working, doing hair, babysitting, and organizing. Thank you, Shadia. Next, please recognize Aaliyah Griffin, daughter of LaTosha Bogan, who resides in Millville. Aaliyah's activities and hobbies include listening to music, reading, and taking long walks. Thank you, Aaliyah. Next, please welcome Mahogany Wheeler, daughter of Rosella King and Gwen Wheeler. Mo lives in Millville, and her hobbies and activities include playing softball, membership in the National Honor Society and Leaders Club, and watching Netflix. Thank you, Mahogany. Next, welcome Maya Morales, daughter of Melissa Morales and the Carter Millville. Her activities and hobbies include being a drum major of the Millville Marching Band, president of the Go Green Club, president of the Shrine and Music Honor Society, participating in madrigals, musicals, and plays, as well as membership in Leaders Club and the National Honor Society. Thank you, Maya. And rounding out the homecoming queen court, please welcome Nyaja Wilson, daughter of Julie Marquez and Lindsay Wilson. Nyaja also resides in Millville. Nyaja is the varsity school captain for the Center Lake Cheerleading Squad. Thank you, Nyaja. Now we would like to recognize the homecoming team successes. First up, please welcome Tyrell Dunn, son of Gerald and Terry Dunn. Tyrell resides in Millville. His hobbies and activities include playing with toys and hanging out with his friends. Thank you, Tyrell. Next, please welcome Nate Goranson, son of Jennifer and Arthur Goranson. Nate also resides in Millville. His hobbies and activities include playing varsity baseball and varsity soccer. And Nate is a member of both the Leaders Club and the National Honor Society. Thank you, Nate. Next, welcome Carter Crockett, son of Patty and John Crockett. Carter resides in Millville and participates in year-round choir and the drama club. Thank you, Carter. Next, welcome Danielson Montalvo, son of Norma Molina, who resides in Millville. Danielson's hobbies and interests include participating in the marching band, engineering club, and dessert theater. Thank you, Danielson. And rounding out the Kingsport, please welcome Darius Watson, son of Judith Rodriguez, who resides in Millville. Darius' activities and hobbies include playing PlayStation, sports, football, basketball, and baseball with his friends. Thank you, Darius. And now, as voted on by the classes of 2020 and 2021, contestants, please open your boxes to reveal who among you has received the royal blue flowers. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a congratulatory welcome to the new 2019 homecoming queen and king, Maya Morales and Tyrell Dunn.
Come back to John Barbo's Field in this Turkey Day game between Vineland and Millville, with Millville having a halftime lead of 14-7. Both teams in the first quarter had offense going. The second quarter it became a battle of defenses. Vineland stopping Millville on their 8-yard line just before the end of the half. This young Robbins kid, at halftime, I found out that he's only 100 yards shy of 2,000 yards passing for the season. Rich, that's phenomenal because we had some great quarterbacks, and they're lucky they got over the 1,000-yard mark.
They're lucky you let them throw it more than 3 times a game.
But this young man, he seems cool out there. Nothing bothers him. And they say he's 5'10" or whatever. He looks a lot smaller than me. I don't know how big he really is, but I tell you what, he's quite impressive for a young man.
You know,
He's in the same boat that Leary was in, I think, in Timber Creek. He's a sophomore, and
well, there are some differences though, and Leary with his size and his length and his running ability presents something different. The effectiveness of Robbins reminds me a little more of Williamstown's 2-time Group 5 champion quarterback Dougie Brown from Williamstown. They remind me a lot of each other, the way they execute in there.
Yeah.
Dougie Brown having that pass completion with 40 seconds left to win him a championship, and certainly has taken it to us a few times. He was in for J.C. Collins 2 years ago when J.C. was banged up and led them to a victory in that 10-7 game in the fourth quarter, scored 2 touchdowns with them.
Yeah. Robbins handles himself well. Of course, we got the other side of the field, Pal. Pal's a veteran, and he's thrown the ball well. We've just been within inches of scoring a couple of times. And I think it's the best he's thrown all year, Rich.
Yeah, and so far, one plus you got to give to Millville is their 4 receivers. I think maybe they let one get to the ground, but they're really, really efficient at catching and
Yes.
at running. We've had a few drops in that first half, and believe me, I'm not saying, oh my gosh, you should have caught it. This is a horrible twisting wind. It's not an easy catch, but Powell's numbers could look a lot better with a few of
Yeah.
those receptions on there, and the scoreboard may look different. So look for Vineland to shore that up. First, they need the defense to make a stand here.
Well, Robbins will have a chance to show his offense because he's going to get the ball first. And our defense tightened up in that second quarter, except for the one play to DeShields. That screen pass was beautiful. DeShields took it. Of course, he's been a tough load to take down today, too.
Yeah, very agile and some nice moves. Oh, ball rolls off the tee. So Vineland with some special teams issues during the year. They have Tyreen Powell on the kickoff team, Nazir Broom and Ryan Shelton along with Arthur. And Ethan Evans, who's always out there now in this second half of the year. Looking for a running lane to the top. Picks himself through. Gets hit, spins. Oh! Anthony Arthur with the tackle. If he doesn't make that, that could have been a return for a touchdown as Arthur holds on and wrestles him down, but not before Millville's starting great field position. Right at midfield at the 50-yard line.
If you squib kick, Rich, you got to box him in.
Mm-hmm.
You can't let him get wide on a squib kick.
Running game and an opening this time, one of the biggest ones. It's going to pick up about 9 yards, 2nd and 1. Nice way to start it for Allen. They go again to Allen. He gets everything that he can on that. Oh, he's brought down by Broom. First down for Millville.
2 in a row.
Vineland's defense is there. Just got to keep your eyes open. The line's clogging it up. Ooh.
No, they didn't.
Fortunately, not going off sides, just rocking forward. And the third time is not the charm as Herring makes the stop for a loss of 1. It's going to be 2nd and 11.
First time we've called his name today, Rich. He usually gives a lot of just disruption on the defense.
Yeah, he's been a real plus since being activated game 4 of the season. Looks like screen to DeShields, straight arm, trying to get to the edge and knocked out of bounds by Manson. Boy, Manson has a lot of tackles today on defense. You know, is there a flag? Oh, they're just spotting. All right. So big loss on the play. It's going to make it 3rd and 15. So if Vineland can stop them without a gain of over 5 yards, it'd probably be Millville punting. But I think if Millville gets a handful of yards and can get it back to a 3rd and 10 from the 35, they'd be going for it. So big play here. It's been swing pass. Let's see if they try to get something a little bit deeper. Vineland adds a defensive back in, and it's floated out to DeShields, who makes a couple moves and is wrestled down after a gain of about 6. Be 4th and 9, and this could be where Millville decides to go for it here with the ball at the 35.
Yeah, they're going to go, Rich. If Robbins is in there, they're going. because he's on no other team except the offense. He's not on defense. He's not on specialty. He's strictly the offensive mover.
And the last punt was blocked and looked a little confusing, emptied backfield for the
That's a
quarterback.
bad formation.
Thrown incomplete out of the reach of Collins, and Vineland's defense makes a stand after giving up 20 yards in the first 3 plays. They tighten it up.
That's a bad formation, Rich. They put that guy up on the line from the backfield, which means he's covering the tackle, and the outside man was covering the tackle. You can't have 2 men cover the tackle on one side. You don't need anybody on the other side covering the tackle. So they stopped.
You're going to have to tell your buddy. So here's Powell on the offense. Bobbled the snap, hit and swarmed over. Tommy Watson blew that one up.
Yeah, that wasn't a very good start, Rich.
So 2nd and 11. Real different than Millville's start with a gain of 8 on the first play.
Yeah.
Snap comes. Powell with time. Floats it short for Shelton. Well, if you get it out of your hands and it happens to not be that tight spiral, the wind is going to do some damage to it.
Yeah, that if the wind had an effect, but that's the worst pass he's thrown today. Every pass he's thrown, our receivers have had a chance to catch.
So 3rd and 11 for Vineland, hoping to keep this drive going. They've got just about everybody at the bottom of the screen, and Powell's going to take it himself and dive forward. He picks up about 8. So it'll be 4th and 3, and Vineland will probably be punting. So they're on their own side of the field at their own 43-yard line. Wow, Vineland's going for it.
No. They are?
They're in a huddle. Powell's in there. And Powell has...
Oh, they got the big blocking back, which means they're going up the middle, Rich. Bad call.
They got him right on the line. It's going to be really close. The nose of the ball has to come over the 45.
Oh, he moved it back, Rich. He moved it back.
Well, that's good enough for a first down as long as that nose of the ball was over the 45. So Vineland does convert on a risky 4th down play.
Wow.
Give Coach Russo a check as he has faith in that offensive line. And Vineland keeps it going with the 4th down conversion. I liked how tight Millville came on all that. I just like to see a little flip to my halfback. And whistles blow this one dead. And look at the difference with our receiver. Manson is 15 yards up the field running a pattern, working out the corner, as compared to Millville when you're on the offside, you just get to stand around.
Boy, I tell you, that bothered me, Rich. You know how I loved our wide receivers to block.
Yeah, because you didn't like throwing to them. Not that they couldn't catch it, but when you're running a veer, you just got to keep pounding and wearing on people. I get it. I'm just teasing you. Powell has all day to throw. He fires it, almost intercepted, intended for Tony. But Caleb Bowman makes a move on the inside, gets his hands on it.
See, Rich, we had 4 receivers deep. We had no one in that short area to catch the ball. We just had 4 guys run straight down the field. Well, you might get away with that once.
Mm-hmm.
But you need something like Sheldon over the middle in that first half. Hook them up about 10 yards.
Well, Millville's defense imploring the crowd for some support here. Second and 15. Jackson in motion. Powell takes it himself, loses his footing, and dives forward. Gain of 1 is going to be 3rd and 14.
Oh, you know what, Rich? Just a personal thing again. I'd like to see Powell attack the ends a little more.
Yeah. Instead of through the middle, gain that out, keep that outside leverage free.
He's got some good speed.
They tried a few times, but those tackles are just having a hard time sealing.
Yeah.
All right, Manson, get you some here. 3rd down and 14. Powell to throw. It's a screen. It's tipped and intercepted. Heading towards the end zone inside the 5, and in is Shamor Collins, who jumps the route and picks it off for Millville. And this is the scary part. So now Millville back up 20-7, but this 2-point conversion is the tricky part. You know, you just had an interception score on you. Your head's down a little bit. This is a big play to defend for Vineland. Well, Collins has made 3 big plays today.
Oh, look at this formation, Rich. Go get the quarterback.
Well, Vineland's lined up pretty good for it. And they're going option pass again. Hit. And a really good job just getting rid of it. You have nothing to lose. The defense can't score on it. And Allen does a nice job staying on his feet and just whipping it towards the end zone where Vineland has it. So Vineland does defend that. Down 13 and getting the football with 6:20 to go in the 3rd.
Yeah, the screen was set up beautifully. But Collins
didn't buy it. He didn't buy it.
Well, no, you got to throw that ball over his head. He was right in front of Powell when he threw it.
And not an easy pick 6 interception as he tips it to himself.
A great athletic play he made. Okay. That's an unexpected score from Millville.
You know, one thing watching Vineland for years and years used to be that kick return was an explosion and a big, big play for us.
Yeah, we haven't had that all year.
No. And we're getting opportunities here as the kicks have been coming down inside the 10. Well, let's see if we can finally break one, Coach. Broom and Tony back deep. Arthur and Manson in front of them. And this one's going to go to Manson. Let's go, Levi. He heads towards the middle, looks for an opening. Squared up, stays on his feet. Nice job defensively by Dorian Brown, the junior from Millville, who broke down, squared his shoulders, and made the stop. But Vineland with decent field position. They'll be starting right about the 36-yard line.
All right, let's get a drive going, Rich. We don't need it back in one play. Nice to get a 4 or 5 minute drive here.
You got a Millville player down on the field, holding his leg up. Looks like he's just cramped up. Oh, we have a minute. You know, looking forward, this is the last game of this season, and it seems like it happened so quickly. But talking a little bit about next year, the new conference we're in. It'll be number 2 St. Augustine Prep, number 3, Williamstown, number 4, Lenape, number 14, Shawnee, number 20, Millville, and Vineland. Already established as the toughest conference in the state.
And we don't know the crossover games yet.
And so you got Williams, a two-time defending Group 5 champ. Lenape winning a 4, Shawnee winning a 4. It's going to be a rough road. And Vineland, Millville, right in there with them, but lots to do. Not much in the middle that time either. This time it's German with the stop.
I tell you, Rich, I really think today, watching, we got a great view here. Our backs have made some bad cuts. We talked about getting outside. He had an outside opening there, and he cut it back inside. And that's a good back. It has eyes. Al Brown had eyes. He played a lot better than I coached.
Here's a little bit of a seam for Powell, who drives forward and is going to make it 3rd and 5. Yeah, always taken care of very well when we come to Millville. They give us our own little booth, a little bit of privacy. We're able to communicate and talk. And
yeah,
we've been some places where either A, they didn't have the facilities, or B, sold them out to other people. But as the visiting team, Vineland and Millville also both do a great job in providing whatever. AD Lagamba, speaking to him this morning, has everybody set up and ready to go.
I got excited when Gia told us we had our own booth at Southern Regional.
I knew what it was.
Holy crow.
So on this 3rd down, Powell heads to the edge, not able to really get going, picks up one. It's going to be 4th down and 4. He gets back to the line. Vineland went for it 15 yards further back. Let's see if they're going to go for it again. It looks like they're going to send the punt team on this time. Could do that sneaky thing where they slide Shelton up.
No. You can't gamble right yet.
You gambled last time.
Well, you only down 1.
Got your point. And out of bounds.
Oh, I got to see this spot. Oh, that's a good spot.
Right around the 37.
Yeah.
Real tough punting towards the north. So after the defensive score, it's Vineland's defense taking the field here. We're down to 3:54 to go in the 3rd. Vineland certainly can't allow another Millville score. Not that the defense did on the last one. That was a pick 6, but needing that 3 and out. Millville with some success running the ball with Allen the last drive. Give to Allen. And he's forward for about 2 yards, 2nd and 8.
Millville has the wind to their back. And at the end of the quarter, we will get it. So I could see the uniforms are blowing like crazy from left to right.
Yeah. Shelton's showing blitz. And they put a blocker up as Allen comes up for him. And procedure on Millville.
Yeah.
So it'll be 2nd and 13.
Yeah, we need a break. Either stop them or get a break here.
Vineland just not in sync offensively today. And it's a shame they're wasting a good pass blocking performance by that offensive line. But when you can only throw the ball when you're going the other way without the wind affecting it, hopefully that 4th quarter will open things up. Manson in great coverage on Collins. That's going to go incomplete.
Collins complains on every play.
He watches
He
too
complained
much
down
TV.
the other end. He complained here. They make a good defensive play. You get away. Watch that screen pass, Rich. They've been awful successful.
Big third down here for the Fighting Clan defense.
Here it comes.
Pressure by Shelton. Touchback in. Lathan Kent with the sack. Shelton turns him into Kent, and that's going to go for a big loss.
Yeah.
So Vineland's defense not only does a job, pushes Millville back about 9 yards, so it's 4th and 19.
Have they punted today, Rich? I don't remember.
A few in a row in the second quarter. We had some 3 and
Oh,
outs. The one went out of bounds really
the
bad.
Shields had it blocked.
And then second one got blocked. He's back a lot further than he was before. They must have fixed that at halftime. He gets away a nice kick
Oh, out of bounds.
at about the 38, 37-yard line. Vineland will take over. We're at 2:06 to go in the third. Vineland needs to start making it happen. Got to think it's going to be through the air, Coach.
Boy, we haven't seen Broom. I don't know what he's doing.
Well, there's not much on the inside when he gets it. There's not much for Powell on the inside.
But Broom's a threat to break it on the outside.
Shelton and Jackson stacked at the bottom. Give up the middle. Nice push by the offensive line. It's going to look like a gain of about 7. So 2nd and 3.
Yeah.
That was the sophomore Arthur on that carry, who really finished it strong and got some help from the big boys, picking up 2 or 3 to fall forward.
All right. Let's get a first here. We need a first. We need a drive. Come on, let's go.
1:30 to go in the third. There's a give in the middle, and enough for the first down.
Yeah.
Your buddy's running in 2 yards too far back, but the other guy's got it. So 1st and 10, Vineland. Trying to get back into this one here. Manson and Jackson at the wide receiver spots. Tony in the slot.
Good.
Nice block. Go to the
Cut it up.
inside.
Good job.
Broom picks up about 8.
Now, that's what I'm talking about, Broom. He's a smart runner. He waited for his blocking. You know.
Jackson and Dutra lead it up. Dutra pulling out. And Jackson in motion. They seal the edge, and it's nice to see Vineland attack the edge. Powell now with a 2nd and 3. Tries to draw them off. They hang in there.
I didn't
Maybe
like
a
that call.
half a yard there.
I didn't like that call. Tell you why I didn't like that call. To the top side, we had him outmanned. I would not like to see us go that way.
4th quarter time,
All
Coach.
right. This is Vineland's 3rd time with the ball. Of course, the one big time they had it, the interception killed them. Millville's had it twice. We've stopped them twice, and they had the interception that they scored on. So we go into 4th quarter with Vineland down by 2 scores. Be nice to get a drive going here, and you know, they turned it around in Southern Regional. So it'd be nice to see if they could do it here too.
Well, it's an interesting next score if Vineland gets it. Although Millville will make the extra point, a 6-point lead, the pressure does shift back to Millville. Now you're up 2 scores, you give one away, you have to press. Vineland's in the same mode they've been in since that opening fumble and the 2 scores Millville put up.
Wait a minute. Oh, they gave 2 seconds left?
They put a couple seconds back on the clock. And Shelton at the quarterback position takes it and drives. He's still on his feet. Keep going, Ryan. And Shelton takes it to the 31, and a late flag comes in. Tyreen Powell calling for a flag. So it leads me to believe it could be on Millville. DeShields communicating with his sideline, and he doesn't look too happy. And a dead ball, personal foul on Millville, so add 15 to that. Ryan Shelton drug people forward on his nice reception, does it on this run here. With that 2 seconds on the clock, Vineland gained 22 yards.
Yeah, you know why Rich has fooled me? Because I knew we were going to get the wind in the fourth quarter. And we came out running against the wind.
Yeah.
Where did 2 seconds come from? I don't know. Was it an out-of-bounds play? I don't remember. Unless they stop for
Well, that one more play turns into a big one for Vineland.
oh, yeah. That ball's going to be down around, I would think, the 20-yard line.
By the no-see-em zone. They're going to peek through the other announcer's booth there. Coach has risen to his feet for the first time this season during play.
I want to see where they're going to spot it. But I think it's down there pretty far.
I'm going to guess the 18. Right on the, you know how I knew that? The timekeeping official's right near me, and I watched him pumping that 18 on there. So here we go, 12 minutes to go, just starting the fourth quarter. Vineland in the red zone on the 18-yard line.
Boy, Sheldon's played a good game today, hasn't he?
Well, you know what, and Sheldon at quarterback last year before the injury was such a plus player, but I really missed him on defense. Seeing him on that side of the ball and what he brings to the offense at tight end, not just with his catching, but his blocking and the accountability we talked about, why people need to be in a huddle. Here we go. Tight formation for Vineland. It's first down. And Powell runs into everybody up in that middle.
What the hell kind of formation was that? He wasn't under center. He was off to the side, and the snap went directly to Powell.
Well, I know Caleb Bowman didn't like that, as he had 3 big Vineland offensive linemen just rushing him across the field.
That was a different kind of formation, Rich.
And a 170-pound defensive back doesn't really want 900 pounds coming at him. 2nd and 9.
Oh.
The give again, and nowhere to go is done. Stops that one. Wow, the momentum from that penalty really hasn't cashed in for Vineland, as they have 3rd and 10.
Boy, Collins has played a good game. He made a stop there.
Well, 2-down territory for Vineland. And Powell to throw it. Pressure. He floats it up, and it's complete in the end zone for the touchdown. What a beautiful pass. And Shelton gets involved on the reception, catches and tracks it over his shoulders. As they said on TV, unlike Aguilar, he tracked that ball up in the air, catches it over his left shoulder.
What was that, Sheldon, right?
Shelton, with pressure on Powell, he delivers the strike, and with 10:33 to go, it'll be Henry Garton off the Turner hold, and the Ojeda snap, trying to put Vineland down by just 6. I don't think Powell could have fit that ball in there any better, and what a nice pattern by Shelton. high snap, but it gets put down, and that's all Garton needs to do is have it down on the tee for him as he converts. It's 20-14. So we talked about the pressure starts to switch a little bit here. Millville really needs to respond with a few first downs here and take control back and gain field position.
That penalty was big. Woo! Sheldon made a great run.
And that's probably what irked everybody and had the penalty come in. I mean, you think you got the guy tackled, and he just keeps trucking up the field. So Powell's pass was outstanding, but Shelton on that big, with 2 seconds left, run that netted 22 yards between the penalty and the 8-yard run.
Oh, yeah. And that penalty, that would have put the ball back around the 33. And that penalty brought it down inside the 20. Sheldon made a beautiful pass to Sheldon, who made a great catch over the shoulder. And the score is now 20-14 with 10:33. This has been killing us, this kickoff, though. We've been squibbing it, and they're getting it out to the 40. A squib kick you should keep along the sideline so you box in the guy. You can't squib quick down the middle because your runners cover and don't get a quick enough chance to cover it. I guess we'll squib it again.
It's a good idea, put it on the hash when you do it, because your backside that's not going to be able to get up there.
If it goes out of bounds, it goes out of bounds.
You want that backside hanging back anyway for containment. And the wind is picked up. Ball off the tee. Garton quickly ready, hoping it stays there for him. That's what you need to see. Rolling down to the 10. At about the 8. DeShields makes one miss, and then an outstanding tackle by Ant Arthur.
Boy, we had all our starters on that kickoff team.
I was
Sheldon,
looking.
Powell, Arthur.
Manson was on the
Broom.
outside on this side with Broom. Yeah, Vineland decided we're doing everything we can not to have that happen again.
Yep.
So Millville, with probably their worst field position of the day, starting on their own 12, 1st and 10.
Watch for the pass.
It's dive in the middle.
Boy, it'd be nice to hold him here, Rich. That would turn field position around.
Yet alone, I don't think we've seen a punt of over 25 yards in this direction from either team.
No.
So you never know. The wind may be a bigger factor than the ball as this game progresses. So no gain, 2nd and 10. Let's get a play defensive line. Coach Guzman's done a great job as his defensive line has improved throughout the year. Williams on the backside rush. It's complete.
Good. Way short. Way short.
Wow, so much field to run on that wide side, but that's only going to pick up 5 yards or 4 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 6. He ran about 30 yards for 6 of them.
Big play here, Rich. Really big play in this game. Because they can't afford to go for it on 4th down here.
We got to get somebody over to slot. Big pressure. Pass. Hit. Dropped. Incomplete. Coverage by Tony. Millville going to have to punt into this strong wind on a 4th and 6 with the ball on their own 16-yard line. So the Garton squib gets by. Good coverage on the tackle of DeShields. And now DeShields to punt it away.
Just don't touch the ball. Let it bounce. Can't bounce that far. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, he
And
didn't
they
make
stop him. I'm sorry I didn't call that play. I was a fan and
He
just
didn't
wanted
make
to
it.
watch it. But I don't know if it was designed or not, but no pressure on DeShields. Usually like to have a back guy forced to punt. No pressure on DeShields. He crooks it in his arm a couple times and decides to run for it in a costly, costly mistake as Vineland takes over at the Millville 17-yard line. Good job defensively as Vineland didn't put the pressure on but contained the Shields, which is no easy task.
That surprised me. He had all the time to punt it. There was no
I got to think it wasn't designed because you're at your own 16-yard line when that happens. But then again, the punt wasn't going to go too far anyway. Powell stays alive. He's got Tony. He fires it. Incomplete.
Bad pass. Bad pass, Rich. First of all, he's running for his life. And Millville had 4 defensive backs back there. That's, what do you call that, Rich? A hope and a prayer throw?
Yeah, he had Tony earlier, but by the time he was able to get it out there,
Yeah.
that step he had, the safety came back over and covered over top, 2nd and 10.
Come on, pal. You're a better player than that.
Powell gives to Broom. He's got a little bit of daylight, pops to the outside, and an outstanding tackle by DeShields, who saves about 7-8 yards more on that, as Shelton may have had the edge sealed down the field.
Whoa, the Shield made a great play. Ooh, I thought that was going to go for big yardage.
So 3rd and 9, 8:51 on the clock. Manson and Jackson at the wide out. Tony in the slot. It's Broom alongside Powell. Shelton at the tight end. Powell gives. There's an opening to the outside. Can Dutra make the block? And he doesn't. Turn in the corner. In the end zone for the score. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
You saw some speed from David Dutra. Take nothing away from the Broom run, which was outstanding. But that play just opened up, and it was Dutra at full speed needing to make a block. And, boy, does he do it, the junior. Boy, it just looked like nobody was out there for Millville. Maybe they caught him in an inside stunt, but I don't know why you do that then and there. But in the end zone to knot this up at 20, and now the Garton kick. Ojeda will snap it to Turner. Garton will put his foot to it as Vineland looks to take their first lead with 8:30 to go. Garton is set. Turner's ready. Ojeda's snap is good. The kick is up. It's floating. It hits the crossbar.
Oh.
And is no good. Look at that American flag blowing into the corner and just under that and no good. So we stayed tied.
Wow.
Just a single doink, but a doink off the crossbar. The kick no good.
Coach is all over the Shields. I don't know what he went out and met him and started screaming at him.
He may not have had a chance to talk to him after the fake punt because he stayed on.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at the sideline waiting to see, because I couldn't believe Coach Thomas would have called for that from his own 16.
I don't understand. He had all the time to punt it. He must have saw something. Oh, Danny Russo's got to thank me. Who'd they have on the field?
Yeah, the defense.
The defense. You leave the defense on the field.
Well, the momentum is switched, but not as completely, because right now Millville does not need a score. We're tied up. So Millville 1 for 3 on their extra point, 2-point tries. Vineland 2 for 3 on their 1-point tries. When you put them with the touchdowns, we're at 20, 8:30 to go. It's taken a while for Vineland to get back from that 14-point deficit in the first quarter, but they've done it to tie it up. Now we have 8 minutes and 30 seconds to decide the Daily Cup Trophy and County. And this one to the 30. Nas Butler squares it up at the 39 and makes the tackle. Very good special teams player. We'll see a lot more Nas at linebacker next year. Got a few starts at linebacker earlier, but he's been a solid piece in the middle on special teams. Or as Coach likes to call them, specialty teams.
Yep. Okay.
Take a breath. We're ready for a good ride here. 8:30 on the clock. Robbins has Millville ready. Quinn alongside of him. DeShields up top. There's a give. Hit and dropped in the backfield.
You see the two ends in Millville never moved.
You know, there's one good thing about that if you're Millville. The first time you act like you're not moving and then you move late, if you do a little play action.
Well, our defensive backs have stayed with them pretty good.
So a loss of 1 second and 11 for Millville.
Where's Powell? Okay. Powell's at safety. Uh-oh.
They're going to swing it to DeShields. It's a high pass. It's caught. DeShields' speed gets him through out to Powell. Stays on his feet. And has the first down. Kind of see that play coming when he goes in motion.
Yeah.
Vineland was ready for it, but that's just a fine athletic play.
It's tough. I see why he's being recruited.
His vision and agility is top notch. So first down, Millville in Vineland territory at the Vineland 47. Running back falls. He's hit immediately. Broom cleans it up after Williams makes the first hit. Loss of 4 yards. So it's going to be 2nd and 14. The ball now back on Millville's side of the field. Quinn back with Robbins. Looks like another screen coming up here. It's a fake screen, and they come back to this side. Hit,
Good
caught,
job.
Tackled. Gain of about 5 on the play, but an outstanding job. Was that Tony, number 3, Coach?
Broom.
Oh, Broom 34.
Broom made a great play.
They
I
set
tell
up.
you, they set that screen up beautiful.
That's the second time they came back to that short side. They've had much more success the first time, but a great play there. So third down now for the Thunderbolts. It's 3rd and 8. Where is DeShields? Can Robbins get it to him, or do they look for Collins? Pressure. Floated. Incomplete. Great coverage by Manson on
Collins is complaining again.
And Millville sending in the punt team. Vineland's defense holds.
Where's the defense? Stay on the field. That's it.
And DeShields back to kick it.
All right, let's go. Just
We're
watch
at
the fake.
6:29 to go in the ball game. Kick hits and rolls sideways, and it'll be downed right at the 18-yard line, where Vineland takes over at their own 18 with 6:20 to go. Knotted up at 20. So you mentioned pregame. This class of 2020 is looking to be the first team since the 1972 class to have 4 wins versus Millville. I made a little joke and had to throw one of your teams that I played on, the 87 graduating 86 season. We went 3-0-1, and I thought the tie was laughable. But right now we're tied up with just 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Tyreen Powell stands alone in the backfield. Here comes Mosher from Arthur. Arthur cuts to the middle, moving laterally, but he picks up a nice gain of about 4 on first down.
Yeah. Now, see, I like to see him fake that sweep and Powell keep the ball. He hasn't done that all year. They haven't done that. And then put Sheldon in the flat.
Just have Sheldon belly out and
Yeah.
maybe run a little backside option. There's a Millville player down on the field right now. It's officially going to be a gain of 5 for Arthur, so it's going to be 2nd and 5 with 6:07 on the clock.
Never been an overtime game in this game.
Wish we had some overtime games back then.
Yeah.
There are a lot of ties. A lot of ties in this series when you look back at all those games. 147th, I believe we're at. 19 ties in 147 games. All right. They're way off of Conrad Jackson at the bottom. And they go belly inside. And that's for a loss of yards. Just too much of a push on that right side of the Millville defense. It's going to make it 3rd and 7. Sadly, the weather has kept some of the fans away. This has been a good one. 5:33 to go. Big 3rd down, Fighting Clan. Powell to pass. He's got Jackson on an out. Throws it short to Tony. Makes a couple moves and pulls forward right to about the 30. I think he's going to have the first down.
He does.
Outstanding job after the
Oh,
catch.
no.
What's the matter?
Oh, the flag.
Oh.
The inevitable flag.
Oh,
It's against
and
us.
it's on Millville, they just pointed. Coach Thomas is thinking it's on Vineland. The officials are pointing on Millville. He's not happy one bit. That's a big 15-yarder. So Vineland converts the first down with an outstanding running catch by their leading receiver, Tony. Tack on 15 more. Vineland now out to the 45-yard line. 1st and 10, 5:18 to go. Powell with a straight arm.
That's
Cuts
better.
to the inside. Nice run, gain of about 7 or 8.
He faked the what do you call that, jet sweep they run,
Mm-hmm.
and kept it himself. First time.
Nice job by Bennett out front leading the way. The junior offensive tackle at 6'2", 230 really stayed on his block. So we're going to have 2nd, and we'll call it a short 4. Down under 4.5 minutes to go. Vineland on the move. Manson and Tony down low. There's Broom, nothing in the middle. He's hit and driven backwards.
No, he's down. He's
Forward
down.
momentum stopped and the ball yanked
What, are you
out.
kidding me? Coach is begging for everything.
Yeah, starting to
He's starting to beg.
lose your composure a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, Vineland goes with their blocking package. That's Ryan Williams and defensive tackle, and Lathan Kent, inside linebacker. Pretty much all year when they're in there, they're running behind them. I just like to see them try to run behind them off tackle. Big eye
Oh,
formation.
I don't like this, Rich. No.
Broom spins through the middle. He's going to be close to the first down, about 1.5 yards short. It's going to be 4th down
Oh, no.
and 2.
Oh, maybe he ran that because he's going to go for it.
4th and 2. Vineland keeps the offense on the field. 2:58 and running on the clock. The ball on the 48-yard line of the Thunderbolts. If Vineland gets it here, they keep their drive going. If not, they're giving Millville great field position.
Oh, yeah.
This is a
Same
challenge
play,
to that
Rich.
offensive line.
Same play. Oh.
And timeout, maybe? Millville took a timeout right before the snap.
Oh.
Fortunately, when you hear a whistle blow right then, you're like, oh, procedure. But no, Millville takes the timeout.
They had that big backfield in. Danny got a lot of faith in that backfield to get that yardage. Like you said, if they don't make it, Millville's only got half a field to go to win the game.
I have a lot of faith in Tyrene Powell, so I am booting off a fake there. Boom, and I'm booting back by myself with a big old straight arm to get me a first down.
Not a bad call.
You've committed every time you've gone power, I will call it, three-back stack. You've run behind it every time, all year long.
Yeah.
You know, and these teams are no strangers. They watch each other all year long. And you get all the game films you need on the huddle. Fourth down, this is a biggie. 2 minutes, 40 seconds to go. Vineland needs 2 yards.
Now.
Power I backfield. And now, timeout Vineland.
I don't blame them. They had 10 guys in the box. You ain't going to get that with 10 guys in the box.
We would have got my pal naked boot off of that. Send that senior out with a 49-yard touchdown run.
Spread them. You got to spread them. If you're going to get 2 yards, spread them and let Powell handle it. Man, they had 10 guys in a box. I've never seen 10 guys.
So the drama builds. 2:38. We're tied up. Just in Millville territory. 4th and 2. I know what I'm saying to my offensive line. I don't give a bleep what you bleeping did all year. This is your bleeping chance to go out as bleeping winners. And then Mr. Daplin will fire me when he was my AD. Because I didn't say bleep. This is motivation. This is pride for the Vineland offensive line and their backs. And the same thing goes on the Millville side.
Oh, he spread them. He said he got him out of the box.
And Jackson back in. He's going to try to seal. And procedure on Vineland.
Why? He was in motion.
It looks like the motion man came forward before the snap.
Well, I'd like to see that.
It's been happening all day, and it's been slight, and it's been allowed. Give that one to Coach Thomas, right in the official's ear, making sure he can't miss that. So good job, Coach Thomas. He gets Vineland out of a go for it here, and the punt team's in. As Shelton to kick it away with 2:37 on the clock. And more whistles. And Millville takes the timeout. Millville and Vineland going punch for punch, stride for stride. Knotted up 2:37 on the clock. Millville should be getting the ball back off the Shelton kick. Now, senior Ryan Shelton, without a big pressure on him, do you think he double clutches the ball and tries to take off himself?
Absolutely not.
I agree, Coach. I agree 100%.
Absolutely not.
So 4th down and 6.
We got a score here, Rich. I'm getting hungry.
The other things happening to
Overtime.
me, I need a restroom.
Overtime.
All right, Shelton to kick it away. Everything seems ready to go. It's taken 10 minutes to get this play. He snapped. Shelton gets it and gets it away.
Good kick.
It's going to
Good
hit
kick.
and take a nice roll inside
Stop
the
it.
5 to the
Oh,
2
what are
and
you
in the
doing?
end zone.
Oh.
So at the 20, Millville will take over. Shelton's kick rolls and just not able to down it. Are the Fighting Clan, 2:28 to go, Millville with the football in their hands.
Oh, they could have downed that ball. That's a heck of a punt by Sheldon.
He had pressure on him too, Coach. Millville was coming for it.
Where's the Shields? I'd be looking for him. He's on the right side in the slot.
He's got Barry Turner with him.
Oh, nobody in the backfield.
Now an empty backfield. Powell,
Attaboy.
they got Powell out of the
Attaboy.
middle of the field. Oh, tipped and nearly picked by Demby. Demby does a great job getting his hand in there to break it up.
Oh,
Demby, the senior, 5'11", 175. Nearly had a career highlight with
Oh, boy.
a pick six back for us, because that's what has us tied here. The interception by Shamir Collins. Now back to throw. Firing to the middle, hit and dropped as he catches it. So it's going to be third down and about 2. And we're down to 2 minutes and 10 seconds and running for this 3rd and 2 for Millville. There's a handoff. Cutting to the inside and picking up the first down goes Allen. 1:48, and that clock will run once the down markers are set. Millville now out to their own 35.
Come on. What are you waiting for? We're not in good position here, Rich.
And Millville empties out the backfield again. Fire it down the field. And
Oh!
Manson has it intercepted, but it's tipped to DeShields. Manson in a foot race. DeShields wins that in the end zone, 1:29 on
Wow.
the clock. Manson in great position, has it deflect off his hands to DeShields. But did Millville score too quick, Coach? There's time on the clock for Vineland. All right, time to regroup and stop this 2-point conversion. Give yourself a chance. And that's going to go as a long touchdown pass, which may put Robbins over 2,000 yards passing this
absolutely.
season. Well,
Whoa, what a
DeShields
big
atones
play.
for his fake punt with great concentration, pulling that in and racing to the end zone. And tackled and stopped. A 2-point conversion is no good as Broom makes the tackle on Allen. 1:29 to go. Vineland Fighting Clan about to get the football. Down 6 points.
What a shame. That's what you call a no-earned touchdown, where the defensive back tips it up. And he was in great position. Knock it down.
Or catch that thing and run it back 60 yards.
Yeah.
Well, DeShields not only went in the doghouse, they tore the walls off it, and then he comes up with a play to get back out of that doghouse and become a regular citizen again.
Yeah.
All right, Fighting Clan, your last chance on offense, possibly for the season, has 1:29 left, needing a score. Tony and Broom back deep for Vineland. Manson in front of them, and Arthur staggered in front of him. Let's see how far this one goes into the wind. And it's going to come short, and it's going to hit the ground and loose on the ground. And it looks like Vineland's Broom comes back up with it. No, make that 24. Deon Demby. You saw that hit the air and just stop dead, and you could tell nobody was going to get to it. Boy, and the kicker for Millville has done a really nice job. Good old number 61, not in my program. So here we go, Vineland. Ball on the 33. 67 yards to go. Jackson set. Powell to throw it. He's got some time. He fires it towards Jackson, turns Manson around, incomplete. First I was like, oh, Jackson can get to that. Then I was like, wait a minute, Manson can get to that one. Goes in between.
He ran a bad pattern, Rich. You don't run a pattern backwards. He actually stopped and ran a pattern backwards. Go. If you're going to go, go.
1:21 on the clock, 2nd and 10 Fighting Clan.
I mean, he's made some great catches this season. He really has.
Powell to throw. Throws it short and complete. Now trying to get to the edges, Tony. He's to the 50. He's still going. He's trying to pull away. He's to the 20 and wrestled down at the 18. Welcome back to the ball game. Fighting Clan, 1:11 on the clock.
Come on, you got timeouts.
As Tony
Come on,
picks
either call
up.
it or run a play. Let's go.
Well, they got to get them down markers set and everything.
No, they got the clock going. No, they don't. You're right, Rich.
Yeah, the down markers are still 30 yards behind the play. Great job after the catch. We've watched Millville do that all day, those short passes, and then it's where they go after. That time, Tony says, I got a little bit of that for you. 1:11 on the clock. Powell has him ready. He's going to throw it again. He's looking slant in the middle. Now nothing. It breaks down. He floats it towards the corner of the end zone, and it is complete. Touchdown deep in the edge of the end zone. What a response from Vineland as Manson pulls it in.
Woo! What a catch.
Well, Manson, you had one almost picked, and they got it, and I could feel the pain in it, but boy, Powell stays alive. Manson continues to run his pattern, gets Vineland in the end zone, but did they score with too much time? 1:02 to go for Vineland, and here's Henry Garton trying to give Vineland the lead, and Vineland will take a timeout.
It's okay.
Garton's going to get another shot out of it. Let's get a nice snap from Ojeda. Turner holding that baby. Garton get it through. And then I kind of like Vineland's chances with the defense they have holding for a minute. And, you know, all that nonsense with that 4th and 2 cost Millville 2 timeouts in that series. So Millville only has 1 left.
What a turn of events. I never thought those 2 passes got us what? Where do we start? We started on the 33-yard line, so that's 17 and 50. 67 yards on 2 pass plays.
When them cheerleaders used to run down and say, make that kick, you better make that.
Yeah.
Come on now. One of the best kickers in the Cape Atlantic, Garton, needs this extra point. Vineland needs some blocking up front. They need a good snap and a good hold. And I'm going to stick my head right out this window here, Coach. 1:02 on the clock. Vineland is set. Garton has the kick up.
Yes.
It's high enough, long enough, good enough. Vineland up 1 on the Garton extra point. Ecstatic elation on the far sideline. But we've got to defend for 1 minute and 2 seconds. Boy, just how quickly the tides turned from the Shields' big run.
Here we go with quick hit. Here we go with the squib kick again. And that's put us in such bad position.
Boy, what an outstanding finish no matter what happens in this last minute and 2 seconds. What time did Vineland start that drive at?
They started that drive at 2:47.
Wow, so
No, I apologize.
when does Shield score?
125.
Wow, so just
No, I'm wrong. 225.
2:25. So in a minute and 24 seconds, we've had 2 touchdowns. And that's what I mean about that extra point with Millville going for 2. Like, you just gave something up, and it's Broom that shoots through and makes the tackle. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a big, big difference.
We got all our starters on the kickoff team again.
Well, I'd like to have 15 of them out there.
Powell's out there. Sheldon's out there. Broom's out there. They ain't taking no chances.
Braylon Blakely, a future at running back and corner, also out there. He's had to wait his time, but we'll see a lot of him
Rich,
next year.
remember when I was coaching, I couldn't watch the kickoffs? I would turn around and tell Hank, tell me what happened.
Then why the heck did you bench me after I had a few fouls? Squib kick up the middle. Gets back through DeShield's legs. It's going to roll to the 5. Now here's a dangerous man with the football, and he's hit and dropped inside the 10-yard line. Boy, that squibbed all the way through, and even though you've got him back there, you watch DeShields bend down to pick it up, and you're like, oh, boy, there's some space.
Prevent. Now we're going to prevent.
57 seconds left, 26-27. I would tell Tyreen Powell to stand on that M for Millville, 50 yards away.
Find the Shields. Because Powell can outrun anybody but the Shields. To the right.
So Robbins, here he goes. He rolls, fires to the sideline, and trying to stay in bounds for some really strange reason is the receiver. He could have stepped out of bounds, and they would have had 50 seconds left. But now the clock's running at 41. Boy,
Where's the Shields? Oh, he's wide right. Where's Powell? Okay.
So pyramid cover on DeShields. This one's fired in the middle.
Oh, no.
And tripping up the receiver.
Oh, they got the Shields.
Well, whether it was incidental or not, that trip in there did take him off the football.
What'd I tell you, Rich? Sky guy beat, tackle him, right?
Yep.
Tackle him.
So where was the ball at the 18? So that's 28. 33-yard line?
Well, he's going to mark it off. He's got to go back to where the first down marker was. Yeah. It's
Should
just
be about the 33.
Yard.
34.
They find it. They try to find the Shields.
25.7 to go. Vineland up 1.
Where's Powell?
Robbins has him ready. He's got time to throw. Fires it deep. Powell
there.
Not able to come up with it.
They're going to go to the Shields no matter what happens. And I don't blame them. Because there's no one that we can't catch beside him. Powell's on his side, which that's a pretty even battle, but
extra D-back Dayon Demby and nose for the ball, and that kickoff coming up with the fumble when we coughed it up. But let's get back to this. 20 seconds to go. Millville down 1, 2nd and 10. Robbins empties out his backfield. Quick swing pass. It's double pass. Vineland in coverage and just underthrown. That didn't fool Shelton and the boys of Shelton. Demby, Turner, Powell, all back there along with Tony. That play killed us a few games this year, that halfback pass.
yeah,
And Millville went to it, but not that time. We're down to 14.4. Millville's got a long way to go, so you don't mind giving them some. Just got to make sure nobody gets behind you. Robbins to roll. Pressure from Williams. Fires, bobbled, and incomplete. Not able to hold on is Collins. So 4th and 10, 9.3 seconds to go. The Vineland Fighting Clan looking to become the first team since the 1973 graduating team to go 4-0 versus Millville. It started out improbable, down 14. Now, you have a Millville player on the Vineland side of the field in the huddle. Collins is upset that he wasn't able to hold on to that, and that's just what he needs, somebody on his team to pull him back over there. We watched Manson go through that after the tip pass. You need some people around you.
They threw him out.
To have cooler heads prevail, but
they threw him out.
Well, that makes 2 years in a row here on Thanksgiving we've had ejections. And that's going to be 15 yards heading back against Millville. It's going to make it 4th and 25 with just 9 seconds to go.
Oh, man. It's 4th and a country mile. Woo! Where's the Shields? Find him.
He's at the top.
He's up wide out. He's way out.
How about a little DeMarcus Rivers up the middle for old time's sake here, DeMarcus? Let's get you some. Short pass, hook and lateral. Nowhere to go with it. Steps out of bounds with 2.7.
It's our ball. It doesn't matter.
It was 4th down, though, so he saves the clock, which was a smart play, but not when you need 25 yards for a first down. Vineland gets the football, and a great comeback, 27-26, 2.7 seconds left. Enjoy your last snap, seniors. Outstanding class, outstanding job. This class has the first 2 playoff wins.
Take a knee. Take a knee, and it's over.
The first 2 playoff wins in school history, advancing to the semifinals of the Group 5, playing one of the toughest schedules in the state of New Jersey. Get to 6-5, 4 losses coming to top 10 teams, and some of them quite competitive for a long time. And they come back from 14 down. Outstanding job, Fighting Clan.
Take a knee.
I can't wait to go home and watch me and you
neither.
talk about this one.
Me neither. I tell you, that's 2 great comebacks.
And that does it. Vineland Fighting Clan 27-26. A magical comeback to end a magical run for this group of seniors. Just outstanding. And for Millville, the heartbreak continues with their 4th straight loss to Vineland. But they gave Vineland everything they could handle today. Coach, let's talk about that second half.
Oh, the second half, with the score coming in, Millville got stopped. We got the ball. We threw an interception. It was run back by Collins, 41 yards, and put them up 20-7. They were up 14-7 at halftime. They went for 2 again. No good. We go into the 4th quarter. All right, we stopped Millville. Sheldon caught a 19-yard pass, beautifully thrown, make it 20-13. We kick was good, made it 20-14. Still in the 4th quarter, Vineland scored with 8:30 to go, 20-20. First time in the game, Sheldon's kick was no good. Millville comes back on a tip pass with 2:25 to go. DeShields takes the tip pass, goes 55 yards, makes it 26-20. Again, we stop them with the 2-point. With 1:02 to go, after 2 long passes that netted, the first one netted about 45 yards. The second one was Mason catching the pass from the 30, made it 26-20 with 1:02 to go. The kick was good. We go up 27-26. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh,
so talk about this, Coach.
Yeah, that's just some pushing.
So
going
we go
on.
back 27-26.
And ran the clock out with 1:02 to go.
Well,
And-
Coach, this team has weathered an awful lot, up and down, and to come back in that Southern game when you're down 3 scores and you need 4 to get the win, and they do it, really added a little bit to this program. The start was horrendous, opening kickoff fumble. But what was neat today, anytime a guy had a chance to make a play and they didn't, they made one later in the game, and that goes both ways on both teams. Yeah, they picked themselves up. And fumble early, Millville up 14, Vineland creeping back into it, and then a pick 6. Now it's like, oh, my goodness, now
Yeah.
it's 20-7. And we play around for a whole quarter trying to get that right, finally get back to it, tie the game up, and the extra point hits the crossbar. And it's a horrendous win. It affected passing on both sides of the field, affected the kicking game tremendously. Millville's kickoff after that touchdown hit the wind and died. And if
Oh,
not
we
for
almost
Demby
lost it.
diving on top of it, pretty much saving the season, and we can go to that extra point. We had a fumble on the opening kickoff by Broom, and then Broom makes a solo tackle to stop a 2-point conversion, because I'm not betting on us getting 2-point conversions the same way Millville can. They've done it all year. So that would have really put us behind it. Manson has one tip off his hands, go to DeShields for a touchdown. Then Manson continues to run his route and catches one over the shoulder in the corner. We had Shelton with another great one. Powell delivered the ball really well in these conditions. And don't forget that offensive line, much maligned all season, gave Powell time to throw all day long. Just a really good way to close out this 4th year with these seniors to get their 4th win in a row over Millville, finish with a winning record. Millville actually ranked 20th in South Jersey, Vineland not ranked. Vineland hopefully can make it into the final 25. We certainly believe they could beat half the teams in there and would. And congratulations to Coach Russo, your coordinators, and your staff. As we see the same names there every year, it's starting to really come together. And I, being here with all the games, surely appreciate it and can see it. And some of our casual viewers and fans, you may look at 6-5 and not put this team up with one of the better teams we've had in the last 40 years. You'd be wrong. Thank you to our crew. Enjoy your Thanksgiving Day.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
And then
Thank you.
we also have one more person to thank, and that's Quinn Broadcasting, who was kind enough to share their video feed today with VPS Channel 9. So we thank them very much for supplying that. In the past, we've done it vice versa and back and forth, but really appreciate it today as we were a little shorthanded. And thank our crew, and it's been an outstanding season. And the bad news is it's never going to be longer till the next Vineland High football game than right now.
well, it's tough for me to close out after Rich gave his. I thought Rich was running for office. He did a great. He gave a great speech, and I'm John Perentazzi, along with my partner Rich Scarpa. And again, I thank you for a great year. It's been exciting. We've seen some great football, and we got to give credit to Vineland High School. Danny Russo just broke my record too. I had won 3 in a row. And Rich played on the 4th one where we tied him.
I played on the other ones too, Coach.
But thanks, everybody, for listening. And eat everything you can. And have a great, great Thanksgiving.
The Red and Gray Gridiron Club would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of Vineland High School football team this season. Sir Speedy, Reconstructive Orthopedics, Ducharmes, the Greenview Inn at Eastland Golf Course, Newfield National Bank, Larry's 2 Restaurant and Caterers, Allen Associates, Delsey ShopRite, Medio Law Firm, The Claridge, a Radisson Hotel, TechNed Consulting, Vineland Education Association, Begal University, Manny and Vic's Pizzeria and Restaurant, MVP Sports Bar, Richland Carpet and Flooring, G&S Dry Cleaners, Carluzzo and Teresi Petroleum Transporters, Biondi Insurance Agency, Dr. Gorson General and Cosmetic Dentistry, Baruffi Brothers, Lugiano Medical, Van Dodge, Assman Installation, Homestead Plumbing and Heating, the Gorgo Group, the DeWinney family, and the Russo family. The Vineland High School football team and coaches thank everyone for their support on and off the field and look forward to another successful season.